and remember me. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. The cat and mouse who talent don't average out. If your flow ain't nowhere near this caliber, that don't count. Competition get flattened out. Getting money like I went top 3 in the first round. My salary that amount. They want my style, but that ain't much to be flat about. I take it as a challenge when rappers calling my status out. One of the best, and they ain't my pedigree. You can have the rings, or we did it, AI's legacy. I got champion genetics. Next level. One of the best. Remember me. I am the place. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. I am the place. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the place. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. I am the place. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the place. Next level. One of the best.
I'm the best, I'm the best, as you know. And I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, as you know. And I
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Algier will try to pick it up. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together.
Now Cook hit, and he lost the foot there. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their... from scrimmage.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The Lions had 8 and 6 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's second and 8. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Back to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Herb Smith Jr. with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, first and 10. Finding room at midfield, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just saw receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Julian Okwara there to bring him down. Now this defense for the Lions, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to look deep down the field, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now brings up fourth down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up. And this, look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown. to 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They're going to look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are. This team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. "21-0 our score after one. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Julian Okwara drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's got room. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards right off the bat for a first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now. Light a fire under these guys. They've got to start.
They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Falcons are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Julian Okwara
Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. Back to throw here.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And it will be Falcon football.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in point, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Will go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up second down.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
They'll set up a throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 20.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And no points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Richie Grant in on the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
They'll drop to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And some room to work.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, Do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He'll look to throw. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Falcons are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
2nd and 6. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The 20, 10, and he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They'll get 34 yards there.
34 yards. Complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Now this time he'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes the score 28-0.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
It's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Eluding the pressure right.
He's got this, complete to Williams.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 66 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in their second half blowout material. Once again, it's Swift.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's caught. Mitchell.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. Back to the running game with Swift.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes this 35-0 now. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second, here's Algier. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But we're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. Second time in this game, Charles. The ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Now back to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man. Complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to claw one back. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. A gain of 3, second down. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
This is Swift on the counter.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
88 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They find some open field here. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you that they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff looking right. And a short gain down to about the 33. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
And I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here we go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 11. They'll set up to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
Ready, set.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Oh, he catches it off the tip. It wasn't even intended for him.
Touchdown! Noah Brown, 34 yards.
And the Falcons get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Lions 35, Falcons 14.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say you caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Lions, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.
Only the real respect my honest, so watch how you coming if you're under me. I'm with it in Rex involved. By that text and calls, run me that making no sense at all. They bounce like a basketball, your boo never coming back. This go stupid, go dumb. Told that boy you gotta pay for some. I sit on the throne, you ain't taking none. You bragging on past, I make for fun. I see no biggie, honestly I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. You mad while I'm getting busy. Country girl running your city. Attitude bad on Sadiddy. He only 2 times from the he out like a light, call him Ricky. And honestly, it ain't no cap in it. No, ain't no cap in it. I like with a stack in it. I'm by that. Stop it, cause it ain't no acting it. I see no biggie. Honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. Leaving my mark like I see no biggie. I ain't keeping up with what you said on the internet. I ain't keeping up with the news. But I get that daily paper. Stop playing me. Pap.
We spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat gon' have no time for cold cuts. The game like Big Pitch came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent, ain't sold a million records. Yeah, used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends, run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 You gotta put in